Don't scroll, because the most dangerous kind of manipulation doesn't look like manipulation. It looks like someone who's calm, someone who doesn't do drama, someone who rarely raises their voice. But somehow, you're the one constantly explaining yourself, second-guessing yourself, feeling emotionally off balance. I remember sitting across from someone like this. They never screamed. They never threatened. Everyone around me said, they seem so calm, so mature. But every single conversation left me feeling like I was on trial, like I had to explain myself, like I was too much. And the scariest part, I started believing it. That's what I call the silent mind war. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. 4 signs to spot it. 4 rules to shut it down cold. Not by playing games. Not by screaming. Not by becoming cold. By taking your mind completely off the hook. Let's go. But first, one thing. Not every quiet person is dangerous. Some people are introverted, thoughtful, private, overwhelmed. Quiet is not the red flag. The red flag is when silence is used like a tool, with timing, with strategy, to train you. There are 2 types of quiet, and you need to know the difference. Peaceful quiet. They don't talk much, but they're consistent. They don't punish you with distance. They're private, but still emotionally fair. Strategic quiet. They stay silent, so you keep talking. They stay calm, so you look unstable. They give you just enough warmth to keep you hoping, then pull it back, so you keep chasing. They're not just introverts, they're collectors. They collect your fears, your insecurities, the exact words you said on your worst day, and they store them, not to explode later, but to place one perfectly timed sentence, and you'll feel it in your nervous system for weeks. Sign 1. The information imbalance. Stop right here and answer this honestly. What are their deepest fears? Think about it right now. Can you name even one? Because I couldn't. I knew everything about myself in that relationship. Because I had told them everything. My childhood. My last breakup. What keeps me up at night. What I was trying to heal. And every time I tried to go deeper with them. Vague. Surface level. Oh, you know, I'm fine. Then, a question back at me. So I kept talking, and they kept collecting. Here's the truth. When one person holds all the personal information, and the other stays completely unknown, the power is uneven. And uneven power is exactly where manipulation grows. Sign 2. Their calm feels like a verdict. Healthy calm brings you back to center. They say, I hear you. Let's slow down. What do you need right now? You feel them with you. But this kind of calm is different. It's still. It's cold. It's watching. You're in tears, explaining something real. And they're just sitting there, unmoved. And slowly, you realize something your body never forgets. Your pain makes them look powerful. Your tears make them look mature. Your anxiety becomes proof, at least in their story, that you're the unstable one. So, you start editing yourself, swallowing your feelings, walking on eggshells. Not because they're loud, but because they're unmoved. And the person who can provoke you while staying calm gets to control the entire story. Every single time. Sign 3. The silence has a schedule. Normal quiet is consistent. Strategic quiet is timed. Watch the pattern. They reply slower. When you need reassurance, they disappear right after conflict. They go missing the moment you set a boundary. You say, hey, I'm not okay with that. And suddenly, silence. No clarity. No conversation. No repair. Just distance. And then, when you're exhausted, lonely, doubting yourself, they come back. Not with accountability. Not with an explanation. With a meme. A hey. A tiny breadcrumb that resets your hope. And you feel relief. Not because anything was fixed. Because the silence stopped. That relief is the trap. Because your brain starts building a loop. Conflict, silence, anxiety. You chase, they return. Relief. You're being trained to abandon yourself, just to keep their presence. That's not love, that's conditioning. Sign 4. They turn your trust into a weapon. This one still gets me. Because at first, you thought you were safe. You opened up during a low moment, said something you'd never said out loud, trusted them with the real stuff, and they listened. So you thought, finally, someone who gets me. Then, weeks later, during an argument, they don't fight about the issue. They reach back into that exact moment you trusted them and pull out your words like a weapon. This is why your ex left. This is why your family doesn't take you seriously. This is why nobody stays. One sentence, and it lands in your chest like a stone. But here's what you need to understand. The words aren't even the real damage. The real damage is what happens next. You stop opening up. You start hiding. You get smaller, not because you want to, but because your nervous system learned that vulnerability with this person is dangerous. They didn't just hurt you in that moment. They changed how you trust, long after they're gone. So those are the 4 signs. Information imbalance, superior calm, timed silence, weaponized vulnerability. Now, what do you actually do? Because here's what doesn't work. Screaming, they win. Begging, they win. Trying to outgame them, you just stepped onto their field. So instead, you do something they genuinely cannot counter. Rule 1. Stop feeding the silence. When they go quiet, you don't chase. I know. The urge is physical, chest tight, mind racing. You want to send the one message that finally makes them understand. But if silence is their tool, chasing is your donation. So instead, you pause. You let the discomfort exist without trying to erase it. Because the person who controls the pace controls the power. And this time, that's you. Rule 2. Limit emotional access. Protection doesn't mean being cold. You can be warm, respectful, present, but you stop handing over your deepest fears before they've earned it. One question to ask yourself after every conversation: do I feel safer after opening up to this person? Or do I feel exposed? If exposed, that's your answer. Your trauma is not currency. Your pain is not a bonding tool. It is sacred, and it only goes to people who show care and accountability, not just curiosity. Rule 3. Set a boundary and watch. This is the fastest way to see exactly what you're dealing with. A healthy person will respect your boundary. Maybe not love it, but they'll respect it. A controlling person will treat your boundary like a threat. They'll say, "You've changed. You're overthinking. Wow, I can't say anything anymore." Listen carefully. Protecting your mind will always look like rebellion to someone who was benefiting from your lack of protection. So when they say you've changed, you say calmly, "I have. I'm being more intentional with my peace." Then you stop talking. Rule 4. Become calmly unreadable. Not cold, not silent as punishment. Grounded. You feel everything. You're human. But you choose what you reveal and to whom. Here are the exact phrases. Use them starting today. When they bait you into over-explaining, "I hear you, I'm going to think about it." When they come back after silence, like nothing happened, "I'm open to resolving this. If you want to talk, let's set a time. If not, I'm moving on." When they call you crazy, unstable, too emotional, "Maybe, but I trust what I'm noticing." That one sentence removes their power to define your reality. Let me take you back to that moment. Me, sitting across from someone, wondering why I always felt crazy, wondering why I always had to explain myself. The answer wasn't that I was too much. The answer was, I was dealing with someone who needed me to believe I was too much. Because as long as I was doubting myself, I wasn't watching them. So here's what I want you to leave with today. The goal isn't to become like them. Cold, calculated, distant. The goal is to take your mind completely off the hook. Stop performing for approval. Stop chasing clarity from someone who benefits from your confusion. Stop giving emotional access to someone who stores it as ammunition. Because real power isn't loud. Real power is staying present and steady without handing your nervous system to someone else. And that version of you, nobody can weaponize. If this video put someone in your mind, drop aware in the comments right now and tell me just one word. Where have you seen this pattern most? Work, dating, family, friendship. Because the next video covers the trap that follows this one almost every single time. They push you and push you until you finally snap. Then they point at your reaction and use it to make you look crazy, unstable, too emotional, and suddenly you're the problem, not them. I'm giving you a 4-step system so that play never works on you again. You protect your peace and your reputation at the same time. If you're done performing chaos for people who enjoy it, don't go anywhere.